And now class, Gabriella's gonna give us a presentation of transvestigation. Gabriella. I'm transgender, you already know. I'm in the fast lane, from male to female. I'm transgender. The question is, who else it is? Cause we gotta expose. I said Maga, she trans. Leonardo, he trans. Then there's little Donnie, but we know he reptilian. Muffalo be queen shit. Kids said no deceiver, so we gotta expose them. But now where's the evidence? Cause you know they be asking. I tell them it's right there on your face unless you're stupid and blind. If you don't believe me, you're trans. I said Hollywood's trans, and you just gotta believe that all the women are men. I just can't worry about no deniers, gotta expose all the trans. Now tell me who trans. Then do that. With all those lies you can't deny, I thought you knew that. IPGABRIELA, cause I put the LA in LA even though I don't live in LA. I'm transgender, you already know. I'm in the fast lane, from male to female. I'm transgender. The question is, who else it is? Cause we gotta expose. Gabriella, this is not a part of the assignment. Mrs. Lawrence is secretly a man because she is a total bitch. We're transvestigating because for too long we have been deceived by Hollywood, the governments, and the world. So today I'm gonna go over a list that you all sent. People who you believe are secretly transgender. And of course, it's not that we hate trans people. It's that we hate being lied to. So today, we're gonna get to the bottom of the truth. But in reality, this is all just for laughs because transvestigators are some of the dumbest people on earth. But nonetheless, we will uncover the truth. J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling looks like a typical woman to you. She hates trans people and says it's all for feminism. But let's take a closer look here. Miss J.K. Rowling, what are your thoughts on Donald Trump?
I consider him offensive and bigoted.
And Miss J.K. Rowling, why don't we ask the witness, Google, to define the word bigot?
Bigot, a person who is obstinately or intolerantly devoted to their own opinions and prejudices.
So Miss J.K. Rowling, it seems that you also fall under the term bigot, seeing as you suddenly started hating trans people because you wanted conservatives to also buy your books. But you proved that you were something that you were criticizing. You called Trump a bigot, and yet you turned out to be a bigot yourself. And so we turn now to the pressing. How do we know that just like with the word bigot, you don't end up being trans yourself? Then, after giving a verdict for each of the accused, we will post about them on Transvestigation Facebook to get the opinions of real transvestigators, aka real dumbasses. J.K. Rowling called Donald Trump a bigot 8 years ago. And then she came out as a bigot herself when she started going after trans people. Would it be shocking if she came out as trans herself after calling trans people trans? Just like when she ended up coming out as a bigot after she called Donald Trump a bigot. I wonder where the insanity ends. Is it all a scam? I think almost everything about these abominations is a fabrication just to endear us to them or divide the populace. Plus, it isn't trans, it's inverted to mimic / appease their god Baphomet. And next we have Nancy Mace. Now, we don't really get into politics here, but this is all you need to know about Nancy Mace.
And I know how vulnerable women and girls are in private spaces, so I'm
Miss Nancy Mace. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Nancy Mace. What was it you said again? You said that women and girls are vulnerable, but does a vulnerable person do this?
She gonna keep saying trans, so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen,
I am
tell
no
me
child.
whether or
Do
not
not call me a child. I am no child.
Don't even find out which of those emails.
You want to take it outside?
Mr. Chairman and committee.
Does a real woman ask a woman to take it outside? Because that sounds like boy talk to me. And it would be a shame if a woman went outside and beat the crap of another woman, only for us to find out that that woman who did the beating was a man. Wouldn't it, Nancy Mace? I mean, mean, if trans women really have it up for women and want to beat the crap out of them, this will be their opportunity. Nancy Mace is a man. I mean, just her last name alone already sounds like the word man. So what more evidence do you need? But if that's not enough, it's worth mentioning that she's for vulnerable women, when in fact she once challenged Representative Jasmine Crockett to quote-unquote take it outside. If that doesn't scream man instead of vulnerable woman, then I don't know what does. Josh Cedar is a very interesting case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You see, Josh Cedar, if you don't know, was an influencer who pretended to be trans for several months to prove a point. The person who recommended this in my comments said that Josh tried being trans because his trans situationship said they can do better than him. But no man in their right mind would wanna dress as a woman and then call themselves your mother. Because I'd sooner let real trans people near my children than any of these fake cross-dressers who are doing it for clout and are definitely total psychos. So I don't think I need to present much evidence with this one. I think it's pretty safe to say that this is a woman and a pathetic little sociopath. This little psycho of a man pretended to be a woman to quote-unquote prove a point. But the only point I'm seeing is that he was already born a woman. He only pretended to be one to be in touch with the real him. Or should I say, the real her. This woman is not just like any other woman though. This woman is a monster. Not a dangerous one though. A sad, stupid little monster who lied to us for so many years, saying that she had a little monster in her pants. Up next, we have Gwenpool, a fictional character from the Spider-Man comics. I myself am not a Spider-Man reader, but I know a transgender when I see one. And all I have to say about Gwenpool is look at this picture. Why would Gwen wear pink? You know where else we can find pink besides Gwenpool's hair? The transgender flag. It was enough when we have real living human beings pretending to be cisgender but were actually secretly trans. But ladies and gentlemen, we have crossed into a reality where even animated characters are lying about their gender. And if Gwenpool lies about being a real woman, then who else is gonna lie to us? Is Sandy from SpongeBob a real squirrel? There's no limit to what these monsters will hide from you. Trans people are, for lack of a better word, a national security threat. Gwenpool has pink hair. And you know what else has pink in it? The trans flag. Tell me this isn't her laughing in our faces. Just when you thought real life people were the only ones fooling us, it turns out animated characters are deceiving us too. Disgusting. So one of the first people I got was Adam Sandler. And while that may seem wild to you, I actually did some research and I came across some damning evidence. You see, apparently every Adam Sandler movie has some sort of transphobic reference. But perhaps the biggest and damnest piece of evidence in this case that will convince you that Adam Sandler is a woman, not a man, is this red pair of jeans he wore in public. What color is red typically associated with? Girls. And where exactly did Adam wear red? From the waist down. It's almost like he's screaming that he doesn't need bottom surgery because he was born with no bottom. Because Adam Sandler is trans. Adam Sandler is absolutely a woman. He puts no effort into looking masculine when he dresses to go out, and he's obsessed with making trans jokes in his movies. But perhaps most damning was his decision to wear red jeans on the second picture. Come on, tell me you're a woman without telling me you're a woman. We're excited. And then we have a photo of a bong. And the way he holds its cup, very ladylike. He's not a woman. Why, Sam Smith? He's a man with beard. If he is, then I guess I'm a lesbian. No way he is. Short arms. All of them. You're an idiot, LOL. It's a man. Don't fuck with me. Ha ha ha. He doesn't have a single grain of femininity. Up next, we have Dwayne Johnson. Some people said they thought he might be trans, and they brought an earth-shattering piece of evidence. This is Dwayne Johnson in season 2, episode 17 of Hannah Montana. Look for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to look at other than this vile image of what we thought was a man. Who in their right minds would support such a monster? I'll tell you who. Woke liberals. Dwayne Johnson is undoubtedly trans. He dressed in drag in episode 17 of season 2 of Hannah Montana. And let's keep it real. If you support the LGBTQ plus community, you're definitely trans. Are you mad? He's obviously not. He's in a disgusting skit saying that robots could molest children. Absolutely. And her body is obviously very feminine. It's a humiliation ritual. He's such a huge sellout. Like this video if you think transvestigators are the ones that should be getting deported. And also, why don't you follow me on Instagram at @the_Gabriella. There you'll see some real trans hot girl shit. And you'll see stuff in my story that you can't see anywhere else except for my Instagram story. And I also post a lot of beautiful pics there, which I think you're gonna wanna see because they're meant for like beautiful people. So go ahead and follow me. And I hope that you, my beautiful sane friend who's probably not a transvestigator because you do have brain cells, are having an amazing week. Things have been crazy the past few days with orange reptilian men now in office saying stupid shit like there's only 2 genders. But know that everything's gonna be okay. Because just because annoying orange says non-binary people don't exist doesn't mean non-binary people don't actually exist. I'll be including links in the description to places you can donate to that will help queer people since we are in very dark times right now. But again, know that everything will be okay. And before you know it, that motherfucker is gonna be out of the Oval Office. But in the meantime, stay safe and I love you.